they reject your proposals, at a personal level, it could be painful.
We have a new genre in our political space that it's not really just about your track record and what you did. I mean, if you ask Ghanaians today and you ask them to make an assessment of the 4 years I was in office, they'll tell you that I did a lot of transformation in the country, yes, especially in terms of infrastructure. But somebody comes, uses the social media space, he says I can do better than he did, and I'll transform the country in 18 months, and I mean, with a lot of sweet talk, and I mean, they vote you out. And so,
do you intend to run again?
What you do is you give it up, and then they'll learn, you know, and so Ghanaians are beginning to learn. I mean, they've seen 6 years so far, and we've run into debt. The economy is in crisis. You know, there's been nothing. I mean, our debt to GDP is above 80%. Okay. This government has borrowed in excess of 270 billion cedis, and there's nothing to show for it. No hospitals, no schools, no roads, nothing. You know.
But now that you say Ghanaians have learned, are they talking to you and sweet talking you into running again? And if they have, are you planning to run again? And how sure are you that the election won't be rigged?
I ran in 2020 after I lost in 2016, so I was the flag bearer for my party in 2020. After the election, we went to the Supreme Court, and we accepted the verdict. Our party is reorganizing, and it will culminate in choosing another presidential candidate. And if it does, you know, we'll prepare for the election in 2024. And I'm certain that NDC, that is my party, will win the next election.
Okay. And you're taking yourself out of that picture. Is that because you have decided that's it, you've served enough, and even if the party asks, it's a no?
No, the party decides. If the party thinks I should, why not?
But okay, so you know if they ask, you will?
Yeah, I mean, my country has given me so much.
Okay.
I mean, educated me, made me who I am. I'll not deprive the people of that choice if I have to. And so it depends on, you know, what the party thinks is best. Because for us, it's to win the election of 2024. Okay. And if we have to have a candidate other than me, I don't have a problem with that.
Okay. Well, somebody said politicians will always conceal their interests, even if you are talking to your party into having you as a candidate, you'd never say it on
Why should I have been president before?
Okay.
I've been the flag bearer again. And so it's not about concealing my interests, but it's making sure that the democratic space is preserved. Okay. And that alternatives do exist for political parties.
The sight of soldiers in the Ghanaian parliament on January 7, 2021 was the first, and an unfortunate one for the country has been seen elsewhere on the continent. How does it get to that?
Very unprecedented and very unfortunate. It should never ever happen again. And till now there's been no investigation to find out who gave that order to ask the police to come in. We have to ask the military to come in. We have a police post in the parliament precincts, and that police post has about 100 police officers posted to the precincts of parliament. And if there was any disorder, first you have the marshal's office. Marshal's office has security personnel employed in the marshal's office. If they were not able to bring stability, you know, in a situation within the precincts of parliament, the next call would have been for the police to come in. How a military detachment came onto the floor of parliament is an abuse of our democracy. And it's unfortunate that this government is not interested to find out who gave that instruction for the military to come in. But it was a dark day in Ghana's democracy, and it's my hope that it will never happen again.
As president, if that happens again, you've been before, what are those places where you say the use of force is absolutely necessary?
In that circumstance, the use of force probably would have been necessary. But I said, we have the marshal's office, we have the police service in parliament. I mean, how would soldiers fully armed with AK-47s come onto the floor of parliament? It's unthinkable. And it was actually a day of shame for Ghana. Ghana is seen as